my name is Destiny and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I have gone down the rabbit hole of the TikTok Arabic fragrances and I bought quite a few over the past few weeks, and I feel like lucky enough I didn't get anyone that I didn't like. So I actually wanted to come on here and share with you guys the perfumes that I got that I think are really, really good for the price point. So if you want to see what those are, please keep watching. But please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this video, I would love for you to join the family. Comment down below what some of your favorite Middle Eastern fragrances are. There's still a lot I would like to try, but I think for now I'm good with the few that I have. So if you want to see what those are, please keep watching. Okay, so I feel like it's only right that I start off this video with the most viral, in my opinion, Middle Eastern perfume that I've seen. I don't have a full bottle of this, but I do have a sample. They keep just like every time it comes in stock, it just goes out of stock. People keep buying it. So I'm waiting for it to come in stock to eventually get a new bottle, to eventually get a bottle. However, I'm surprised that I like this fragrance because I'm not a gourmand person. And I feel like I've mentioned this so many times before. So the fact that I think this is a really good fragrance is like shocking to me. And the fact that it's only like $40 is amazing. Okay, so the first one is Eclaire, and this is by Lattafa. I've sprayed them on these little tester strips here. So, okay, so this is this milky, creamy, sweet caramel fragrance. It smells really, really good. To me personally, it doesn't smell cheap or overly synthetic. It smells like such an incredible like dessert or almost like a caramel macchiato. It smells like so sweet. It almost in a way reminds me of Sol de Janeiro 71. Not that they're like a dupe or anything like that. I know this is supposed to be a dupe for Bianca Latte. I've never smelled that perfume before, so I cannot tell you. Honestly, when it kind of came out, I wasn't interested because I don't like gourmand perfumes. But then people kept talking about Eclaire and how good it was. So that's kind of what made me try it. And I just got a sample of it. But it's really, really good. Most of the time, like really sweet fragrances kind of get very cloying and overly sweet, but this one is done in a way that I feel like I really like it. It almost kind of reminds me also of like Milk by Commodity, like how that's really, really sweet, but not, at least to me, not overly sweet where when I wear it, I get like a headache or it's too sickeningly sweet or it makes me nauseous. So I think if you're a gourmand lover and you absolutely love your gourmand perfumes, this is going to be like heaven for you. But I think that if you don't love gourmands like I don't either, I would still say get a sample because I do think it's a really well done perfume. And I think also for the price, it's really, really good. And I will actually be adding this to my collection, especially for now. We are in the depths of winter. It is so cold here. So this is going to be really, really nice. I'm happy I got a sample of it and I can understand the hype. I think the hype is honestly well deserved. The next one I have here is honestly, you guys, my absolute favorite perfume. I do not have anything like this in my collection. Like it's, when I was like love at first sniff, love at first sniff. I feel like this is so elegant and opulent and like creamy and luxurious. And I'm talking about Peace and Love. And again, this is of course by Lattafa. And this is actually from the Pride line. So this is a little bit more expensive. So the fragrance I'm talking about is Peace and Love by Lattafa. And this is supposed to be a dupe for Dries Soy Malachi, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. Please correct me in the comments down below. I haven't smelled that fragrance, so I don't know. I do know that when I was watching reviews on it, people said that it was missing the hazelnut note. It actually has almond instead of hazelnut, and there is no cacao in this, which I kind of like because I'm not the biggest fan of cacao in fragrances. It's still a little challenging for me. So I heard people say it's not a dupe per se, but it's in the same family, and I am now very interested to try Soy Malachi just because I tried this and I love it. So I am wondering how different or what may be missing. So I will be getting a sample of that to try because I am interested because I love this one so much. But this is, oh my gosh, it is this sweet, silky, creamy vanilla and almond fragrance. This is so good with like hints of, this is so good. So good. Like I could smell this every single day and not get tired. And I've been wearing this nonstop. First I got a 10 ml and I used up my 10 ml so fast. And then I got the actual like 100 ml bottle. And this to me smells 100% niche quality. I don't see too many people talking about it. I do see some people, but I think that if you love nutty, if you love things that are like sweet, if you want this like really elegant and sophisticated almond and vanilla scent with like hints of floral in there, this is so incredibly good. I think like Lattafa hit like the nail on the head when it came to this fragrance because I love it so much. And I think it's amazing at the price that I got it for and the fact that it fills a space that I don't have in my perfume collection. And I feel like it is a little bit difficult to find perfumes that are not extremely similar to each other. And I do have a very particular scent profile and I'm trying to kind of branch out. That's really what I want to do this year. And I'm so incredibly happy that I got this because it smells incredible. To me personally, it smells so good. I was shocked. I know a lot of people don't like the bottle, but I don't mind the bottle, but I think the juice inside is so good. If you can get a sample, if you can smell it, I wouldn't suggest buying blind because I know even though these are affordable fragrances, sometimes they can be quite like a hit. I do have some samples that just did not work out for me. So if you can get a sample where you are, if that's possible, I would really suggest to sample it first because my taste might be very different to your taste. But if you like things that are like nutty, almondy, that have hints of floral in there, hints of vanilla, you're gonna really like this fragrance. And especially for the price point, it's really good, really good. Okay, and the next perfume is like a tea perfume, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. This is Liam, and this is again by Lattafa. I don't know if it's just Liam or Liam Gray, but this is supposed to be a dupe for Gris Charnel. I do have Gris Charnel. I have a sample. I've had it for a while actually. And to me, like Gris Charnel pulled very dusty on my skin. It was a little bit too much. And so I like the fact that to me personally, this isn't like a one-to-one dupe. It's more of like almost like in the same family. So maybe not siblings, but like cousins. It has the same, you know, that tea note. It's very powdery, but this is just sweeter. And on my skin, it wears and smells way better on my skin than Gris Charnel does. And even when I smelled Gris Charnel, it wasn't something that I absolutely loved. I always loved rouge smoking or smoking rouge way more from the BDK line. But I don't have too many tea scents, so I definitely wanted to add something like that into my collection. The only other one I have is like more like a bright tea, and then the Noir by Le Labo. And so with this, it was such a good blind buy. I did blind buy this because I have Gris Charnel and I don't dislike it. It's just that goes dusty, and I watched so many people talk about Liam before I purchased it. So I know that it went a little bit sweeter, and I'm like, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I think this is really incredible. It lasts a really long time. And I think right now that it's really cold, it's just very comforting, very relaxing, very calming. If you like tea fragrances, if you like powdery fragrances, slightly sweet fragrances, you're really going to enjoy this fragrance. The other perfume I have here is one that really surprised me. I thought this was going to be kind of a big miss just based on the notes. I mean, people raved about it online, but you just never know. So this is a Rifaaqat by Paris Corner, and this is one that's like been talked about so much, but this is a dupe for Baby Cat. Now, I'm struggle with vanilla perfumes. I'm still trying to find like the best vanilla. Sometimes they just are just too sweet for my liking, and I realized that I prefer gourmand types fragrances with a little bit of a twist or an edge or something that's kind of more of my vibe. And with this in particular, this is suede, vanilla, black pepper. I mean, the note breakdown is not something that I was like thinking I would like, but people kept saying it was really, really, really good. And I think I smelled Baby Cat many, many years ago, very briefly from like the tester in the store. There wasn't anything fragrance spray, so it did smell familiar to me when I first smelled it, but it wouldn't be a fragrance I'd probably gravitate towards, especially for the price and the notes. Now, this is really, really good. This is almost like, imagine spraying a vanilla perfume on like an older worn leather jacket that you have sprinkled with black pepper. And I know that probably sounds very odd, but I promise you it's really good. It's very sweet, and I think they use suede in here and not leather. I think that Baby Cat actually uses leather as suede. I could be wrong, but this is really, really good. It's sweet, but because it has like black pepper and it has suede in there, it stops it from going overly sweet. It also is very sexy to me. Like, I think guy or girl, you can absolutely wear this. It smells fantastic. However, there is a really sharp pepper note as soon as you spray it. Like, when I first sprayed it, I was like, oh, that's black pepper. That's black pepper. So it was really peppery in the opening. And then as soon as it dries down, it's this sweet, leathery, amazing perfume. I can honestly see why people rave about this so much, because it is just that good. I have some perfumes that have pepper in it, so it didn't really bother me. Like, I know some people have a hard time getting past the opening. I didn't mind that, but this is one that you would probably get a sample of if you've never smelled Baby Cat before, or if these are not profiles that you go for per se. I kind of figured this was going to be a really big hit or a really big miss, but I'm really happy that it was a really big hit. And even from like this far away, the tester strip, I could smell it while I'm doing it. It's really strong. It's really potent. And this actually does now make me want to buy a bottle of Baby Cat. I think when this is done, I'm going to get, well, I need to test it first, but I'm going to actually get the real bottle, because I can imagine if this is just as good, how like good like the actual legitimate like real stuff is. It's probably just like amazing. So this is really good, and like I'm going to be wearing this for the winter so much. Like, there's so many great fragrances I got. I feel like I got lucky. I got really lucky. And the last one here is one that I like. It's not a love, but I do like it, but I do think it's great to put it in the video because I still think it's a good fragrance for what it is. And this is actually Her Confessions. And again, this is by Lattafa. And so this is supposed to be a Blanche Bet by Liquid Imaginaires. Again, I haven't smelled that. I don't have it. So I'm kind of trying those fragrances through these fragrances, honestly. And it does make me want to get into the houses way more. Let me know if that's happened to you. Like, if you've bought these Middle Eastern fragrances and you now are interested in the actual house that it's duping. Because I honestly am. I would love to know what else Liquid Imaginaires has. So this is one that is a very milky, creamy tuberose fragrance. It's also quite sweet. The more that it sits in my collection, like I think I've had it for maybe 2.5 weeks, it's getting sweeter and sweeter and sweeter by the day. I know sometimes Middle Eastern fragrances, they have to sit. So I do wonder what this is going to smell like maybe the next few months. But the only thing that I'm going to say about this is I feel like it doesn't develop any differently. Like, I feel like with the rest of them, it's giving me like top notes, middle notes, base notes. I feel that like with this, it kind of just stays at the same level. It doesn't really develop much, at least to my nose, at least right now. This was poured this month this was manufactured or poured in December. So it's a fresh batch. But to me, it kind of stays the same. Like, the opening that you get is the same middle, is the same base. I don't feel like it develops differently. I don't know if maybe that's just me. Let me know in the comment section down below. But then again, this was a $30 bottle. So I feel like, considering the price point of the fragrance, it's really, really, really good. If you're not a person that likes florals, I think you're gonna like this because it doesn't give you like this sharp white floral, a little bit maybe like old school or mature. It's way more modern and nuanced. It's, to me, very like creamy and latonic and milky. It's actually a really good fragrance for the price. It just doesn't develop as much as I wish it did. And I don't know if maybe that develops differently. I know people say it's a lot more milky. And to me, this is more creamy and not really milky per se. There's some milky nuances in the background, but it leans more like a creamy white floral with hints of sweetness versus like a milky. I think you kind of, hopefully I'm making sense of what I'm saying, but I think that I can see people really, really loving this. I have been wearing it because I think it's really good. I just feel like when I spray it, there isn't much complexity to it, and maybe it's just how it's supposed to be. I don't know, but I'm kind of used to my florals being a little bit more on the complex side, especially scents that would smell like this. But let me know down below about her confessions. Maybe it's just me. Let me know if I have to like keep my bottle for just, I'm not going to give it away, but let me know if I have to keep my bottle for like a little bit longer and then go back to it. But for right now, it's just this creamy white floral, the tuberose, like milky, latonic. It's really good. And it's nice and sweet, but not overly sweet. So this is actually a really good fragrance for the price point. I feel like when you're talking about perfumes that are $30, $25, you do have to kind of like manage your expectations. They may not be this like 10 out of 10, like 100 out of 10 a perfume like you would if you're actually buying like the real niche perfume. But I honestly think that for the price point in the air when you spray it, they are fantastic for the price. So I think you can't beat that. It smells really good. And to me, this doesn't smell synthetic whatsoever. I don't get a synthetic vibe. It just smells really good. It smells really, really good. Okay, so those were all the Middle Eastern fragrances I had to show you. I do have some more in my collection, but I thought like these are the ones that kind of stand out to me, and they were really different from each other for the most part. So let me know down below if you've kind of been swept up by the Middle Eastern bug on TikTok or here on YouTube. Let me know what some of your favorites are. If there's any ones that you want me to try or talk about, I will try to get a sample and talk about them. And let me know what Middle Eastern fragrances you absolutely love or you want. One that I do want is Mystique Bouquet. Let me know down below if that's a good one. I hear really good things about it. Like it's a cross between Fleur Narcotic and Valaya by Perfume de Marly. Neither one of those perfumes worked out for me, so I'm hoping that maybe there's a middle ground that that perfume can satisfy for me. So please comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.